All right, hello everybody. I am the Wildzee, and I'm going to be casting the C9 versus FlyQuest series with my dear friend Lazybox, or Lazy Boy, or as I'm sure he would rather be called, JT.
Yes, 'tis I.
So, on the count of three, we're going to start into draft, okay?
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
All right, so getting into draft here, I'm going to quickly stop my stream there. Getting into draft, it's a Trundle ban from C9. This is a very common ban out of them, especially whenever they play FlyQuest. It's specifically to deny our friend Santorin from having his famous Trundle, because he is the Troll King. Callista, Olaf. I would expect the next ban to be Caitlyn out of FlyQuest, because they would want to stop... Oh, wait, that's actually really surprising. So that's actually a Caitlyn ban out of Cloud9. So I'm interested to see what their first pick could be. So FlyQuest is going to have to show a different kind of ban here. But the Trundle and the Graves ban are both directed at Santorin.
Right.
Maybe a Nidalee ban? Set. Okay. Set's pretty good. We're on a patch where Set isn't amazing, but you can still flex him in between jungle and top. So the Ezreal pickup is going to be interesting. So I'm assuming that Cloud9 must have some kind of different kind of carry-style jungler up their sleeve with the Ezreal pick. Since normally when you pick the Ezreal, it's so to have a more passive lane. The Ashe is a little bit interesting because I feel like there's other options you could play when you're playing into Ezreal. But it has been one of Wild Turtle's best picks because he's just been very impressive landing those Ashe ults. So curious to see.
Lilia.
It's Lilia. Okay. Lilia is the second. I don't actually know enough about Lilia yet to really have a strong opinion, but it is like a carry style-ish jungler that you'd play, to try and... It's kind of like a carry farm style jungler. So that is a Yuumi and a Twisted Fate pick from the side of C9. Twisted Fate is another champion. It's interesting, the Twisted Fate pick, because I don't necessarily think it's an amazing pick, but I think it's good for C9's playstyle of trying to roam. And we can see C9 kind of doing the thing that they've been doing and kind of got their team to be so good, which is this roaming mid laner, and then a Yuumi to buff up the jungler, and then the Ezreal in order to have a good, even lane phase. It also helps that Ezreal is one of Sven's best picks, so... I would expect more jungle bans on the side of FlyQuest. The Jace is a little bit interesting, because the Jace does not work with C9's comp at all. So I don't exactly understand banning the Jace. Other than to, stop C9 from creating a poke comp, I guess, but that's
it's not a target ban?
It's a ban against Licorice, because he's the only North American player that can play Jace. The GP ban here is really good.
Right.
For the playstyle that C9's trying to do, the GP ban is really good. So the only other passive kind of top laner that Licorice could pick now is Mordekaiser. And Mordekaiser has a lot more bad matchups. That and Licorice doesn't really strike me as someone that would play Mordekaiser. I'm expecting another... Ooh, LeBlanc. Okay. I don't exactly trust Power of Evil's LeBlanc, but maybe this is it's probably like a scrim thing, I'm assuming. Shen pick is all right. I don't really mind the Shen pick. It can be really good into the kind of comp that C9 wants to do, because C9 is going to be playing mostly around their jungler by the looks of it. So if you have Shen to go in and just taunt on the jungler, that can really just disrupt and slow down all of Cloud9's momentum. Is this really going to be a Vlad?
Pick?
Okay, that's Vladimir. All right.
Holy crap, where's he going?
It's been a minute since we've seen Vladimir. Vladimir's going to go top.
Oh no.
No, this is actually really good. This is a counter pick into Shen.
Really?
Yes, Vladimir can Shen, any like melee champ, Vladimir can actually do pretty good into. This Nocturne, that's Nocturne, wait, Nocturne jungle, okay. Alright. I understand going the Nocturne jungle. It is a strong carry pick kind of jungler. It's just that Yuumi is going to struggle. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. Very interesting. The Vladimir is going to be like kind of a late game kind of style pick, but also be able to do well in the lane. The Azir is one of the last not blind pickable, but it's like just a good control mage that's left up. It can poke out Twisted Fate just because of Azir's range, but it's not great because it's not going to force Twisted Fate to stay in lane. But I would assume, given the looks of this, C9 definitely has a specific way they want to play. They want Vladimir to try to neutralize Solo in lane, try to force him to be able to, if he does teleport, make it that when he teleports, it's going to cost him. The Nocturne pick is in order to get on top of the backline because FlyQuest does have a lot of protections for their backline, and it's just kind of a counter to Shen. You know, normally, like if this was a Nidalee, right, he would be able to stop it with a taunt, but it's going to be much harder for him to stop a Nocturne going in.
Right.
Twisted Fate is in order to enable the Vladimir to get online faster and also to teleport to Nocturne if Nocturne goes for an invade. And then the Yuumi Ezreal bot lane is just I would say it's actually become a staple for Cloud9. They're probably one of the best teams with the Yuumi Ezreal. The Lilia pick I really don't like for Santorin. I feel like Santorin really thrives when he has champions that can control fights, whereas I don't think Lilia really has all that much that she can do to control a fight. She can become...
Is this the first time we've seen him on Lilia?
Yes, this is the first time we've seen him on Lilia. It can become quite strong, but it also doesn't... It's not like an insane late-game carry either. So you're just kind of playing for team fights in the mid-game. So like 3rd and 4th drag. But after that, it doesn't do terribly well unless your team's willing to play with it. So... now we have to wait to get in. This will be an interesting match. Obviously, Worlds qualification is on the line for this best of 5. Either team, if they lose, could still make it, but this would be the easiest way to go to Worlds. Out of curiosity, who are you predicting?
Well, after looking at that, I'd almost, because I haven't seen Lilia yet in pro play, personally, so I'd almost skew it towards Cloud9. But that's just because I haven't seen how the pro players have been able to utilize the Lilia pick.
Yeah. Do you have a score? What do you think the overall score line for the series is going to be?
I don't know about that.
I'm predicting.
I don't know about that.
I'm predicting a 3-1.
A 3-1
in favor of C9.
Yeah. All right. I mean, yeah, I do agree. I do definitely think that it's not going to be a blowout either way.
Yeah. I think FlyQuest definitely does have a lot of tools that could potentially help them win. It's just if this is the C9 from last month, then I would be a little bit worried for this C9. But even when C9 was slumping, they stomped FlyQuest. Like, it wasn't even very close. So I do have a lot of faith for how C9 is going to perform here. All right, so coming in right from the start, Ignar using the Deep Sea Thresh. It's been his favorite skin for quite a while now on the Thresh.
It is great to see Ignar on Thresh, of course.
Yes. It is nice. Obviously, anytime he gets to play a playmaking kind of this could be a little bit interesting.
This is okay.
Blabber might, if Solo starts taunt here.
Oh, no. Okay.
Blabber starts spell shield,
which backing they got off of it. All right. Okay.
Blabber did start spell shield, so that is actually going to potentially hurt his starting clear, but it did save him from having to burn flash, which I would say is probably worth it. And that's why, kids at home, make sure that you don't put a point into your summoner ability until you actually start playing the game. Because you never know. It might save your flash.
Right. I'm guilty of that too. At times.
Santorin and Wild Turtle. Santorin's just... Because Blabber has Spell Shield, he doesn't have much. He doesn't really have a great way.
Just...
Okay, Blabber's
Blabber's
participating here.
Blabber's dead here, yeah.
His first blood over to FlyQuest, and that is going to be red buff to Santorin.
And Raptors.
Everything's going to Santorin here.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. That is going to significantly impede how much Blabber is going to be able to actually do in the early game, which is not going to be great because that's going to give Santorin more time to actually scale into the game and be useful.
Yeah.
So a little bit worrying.
Looking at his bot lane, of course, this could be interesting, right? Because we've got a good matchup, or a good pick with the Ezreal Yuumi, but also for FlyQuest, they both have their comfort picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this could be interesting. I'm not sure.
And they're going in for the invade again because right now they have Prio in mid.
Oh my god. All right.
Blabber's just going to get killed again.
Before 3 minutes, Blabber's died twice.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting. This is an interesting opening to this series.
Is something that is very worrying, and it leads me to believe Blabber should have just burnt his flash at the start of the game.
Right.
Instead of starting Spell Shield. So here, this is just pure greed. Like, Blabber doesn't... He doesn't have any way to, like, actually take these Raptors. He doesn't have any actual damage. All he has is Spell Shield.
He waited too long to use
and then he burns flash. Well, he shouldn't have went there to begin with. That's the main issue, is that he shouldn't have been there.
Right, of course. But he probably could have lived if he had flashed sooner.
Yes, I agree. So now there is a level lead for Santorin. Santorin's probably going to be able to double scuttle here because Blabber is currently on Krugs. He's headed towards the scuttle, but he won't be able to make it there in time. Matter of fact, Lilia already got it. She did get spotted by the bloom there, but she is going to take her own blue buff and then most likely head towards the second scuttle. So Licorice is able to... Licorice is actually kind of an interesting player in the fact that he's one of the only top laners I've seen in North America that actually knows how to play the wave properly. So putting him on a champion that can really control the wave, like Vlad, and, a champion that also wants to scale incredibly hard is something I'm actually thinking is going to be a pretty good trait. All right, Blabber's headed up to the top scuttle. He did get spotted by Vision, but currently mid prio is in the favor of C9, and top prio could go either way. So they're just going to elect to give up the double scuttle. Which is fine. Santorin got 2 red buffs. So I think he didn't need to double scuttle.
It's interesting, though, because I think that Solo, if given enough time, and if Solo just doesn't die, he probably will have more effect on the map than Vlad will.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Mid-game, he's going to have so much more effect on the game.
100%. Because of Blabber's early deaths, a lot of the dragon control that they were going to have because of Nocturnal is just kind of been ceded.
Right.
Which is incredibly bad for C9 because Lilia is a champion that really only gets dragon control on the 3rd and 4th drag. But now because Blabber is going to be a level behind, he won't actually have ultimate here for this dragon. The FlyQuest bot lane setting up Vision for drag since they pushed in the lane. But yeah, first drag is going to have to be succeeded to FlyQuest here. So really good play. I'm assuming that has to be something that they've practiced because this is not really normal for FlyQuest to be big on invade plays like that. Although we did see it versus EG when Ignar went Gragas and got the level 1 kill. So maybe it's something that they've been practicing. So, like I said, first drag is going to go towards FlyQuest. It's just the way of the road here. Second
Yes,
drag.
and also the aggressive early game play style that has been shown with Cloud9. It is perhaps FlyQuest is trying to kind of match back with that.
It is true, because in the previous games that they've played, when they've lost to C9, it's always been a very much a play style mismatch, right? C9 is always the aggressive team, whereas Fly is always the scaling team.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas right now, C9, because now they're on the back foot, they don't really have a jungler presence this game. They're going to have to be the scaling team here.
Yes, by going aggressive early, it's kind of like, it's a big gamble, but it really pays off for FlyQuest in this game.
For sure. So C9 is going to have to, at this point, there's a 1k gold lead by 7 minutes for FlyQuest. It's not the end of the world, especially when you have a Vladimir. You just have to wait for Vlad to hit 2 items, and then he will become a more interesting threat. Licorice, like I said, with this Vladimir, is able to pretty much just perma-push in Shen. So it is going to be hard for Shen to find an opportunity where he can safely go for... Oh, this is a dive. This could actually work out really well. This could work out really well here.
Oh, okay, the flash. All right, okay. Knocked back. Can they get him out of tower? Oh, they get Sven. Are they going to go for Vulcan?
Oh,
no,
that's
they're backing up. All right, okay.
They got Vulcan's flash, and all it took was the ultimate from the Azir and the flash from the Azir. So this is very good play from FlyQuest there. Very well played dive.
Looks like Licorice finally backed after keeping Shen pushed into under tower for so long.
Mm-hmm. This is actually interesting to watch, especially since it's very interesting to see an Azir be able to push in the Twisted Fate without, he's able to push in Twisted Fate. He doesn't have to worry about a jungler coming to punish him for pushing it in. And then after he pushes it in, goes for a roam to get a kill. You don't actually see this very often, because this is not usually how an Azir matchup works. But because he doesn't actually have to worry about the enemy jungler, it works out really well for him. So we're still, even after that kill, still only a 1k gold lead.
Looks like Shen is starting. Is that Ravenous?
He will be going Titanic Hydra with that.
Titanic Hydra. Yes. Something Hydra, yes.
So he's going to be going that for sure.
Right.
I am trying to change something here. There we go. Hold on. If I do that. Aha. Okay. Sorry, I had to fix something on my end.
Okay.
All right, so just taking a look at CS diff. Now, the reason that the gold lead has only stayed at 1k is actually because there's a slight CS advantage up on top. This is normally to be expected. Even though Vladimir's a weaker champ, he is going to be able to get more CS more reliably just because he has that range. Obviously, because Blabber lost 2 camps at the start of the match, he has a 2-camp disadvantage. But all of the other lanes are actually staying quite even.
Oh, there's come to contest Herald, it looked like. Oh,
Blabber is going to get off his ult, but that is the steal.
The steal. Oh, my
and
God.
with the drowsy,
are they going to get a kill off this? Looks like dead Blabber again. Is Licorice going down?
Blabber's dead.
Are they going to die? Oh, they back off. All right. Niski's running for his life. Oh, no. Oh, poor Niski. Oh, Ignar barely misses the hook, and Niski makes it out. Holy crap.
Wow. Crazy. And then Fly is just going to be able to take all of Blabber's camps here.
Yep.
I hate to say
Blabber gets further behind.
I hate to say it, but it really does feel like
holy crap.
Blabber's been found out. Just as a player, Blabber has been solved. And here goes Niski with a heroic play, but...
Oh, on Santorin. He's on the back foot. Solo comes in.
Blabber comes in. This could... But Blabber's just... Blabber's just dead.
Could be a dead Santorin. Oh. Holy crap. Oh. That's dead Blabber. Okay, okay. No, this is definitely dead Niski here. All right, okay.
Oh, my. That was such a forced play.
Yeah.
And they don't get anything
interesting.
Off of this.
Yeah. Interesting attempt from Niski. Unfortunate. 2 kills for FlyQuest. and Cloud9 gets nothing out of that.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And thank you, camera operator, for me to get to see Sven farming in bot lane now.
I agree. Very, very interesting.
Right. Here's the replay. Okay, so just purely based off of... Okay, so Niski was hiding. They had no idea where he is. But then the clutch TP in from Solo. If Solo didn't come in on that, Santorin was dead. Now, granted, I think FlyQuest would still have won the fight if Solo hadn't TP'd in when he did. But I think at most, C9 would have just gotten one kill off of that. What do you think?
Man, that just looked like an int play.
Really?
That play from Niski looked so bad.
I know. I don't know why he was there. Nobody saw him.
It's such a desperation play, and you know that Solo has ult, so you're not going to be able to get it. The Shen pick to counter the Twisted Fate is actually, like, right there. Looks really good.
Yep.
And under normal circumstances, the Nocturne would actually be able to counter that counter, but because of the early invade, the Nocturne is just doing nothing.
I think Power of Evil has done a great job in Niski this game.
Yes, it's been really
purely because of the thing of just Power of Evil can outplay Niski and at least keep him in lane so that Niski can't affect the map and ignore Power of Evil. Power of Evil is forcing him, to play with him, right?
Yeah. I think it is.
Because then Niski goes and tries stuff like that, and he just dies.
Yes. I agree 100%. Power of Evil's playing this really well. But you have to, you have to, like, the reason he's able to do this is because C9 doesn't have a jungler right now.
Right.
Like, because this is a game that, like, if you're in a scrim, I feel like you would have just said, FF at 15, let's do this one again. Like, that early play has just been so damaging for C9. Because it's basically a 4v5 for the entire game now.
Right. Are they going to take tier 1 mid here? Oh, yes, that's tier 1 mid for FlyQuest. First turret of the game. All right.
Hey, what?
Now,
before...
How long... Now, here, how about we make a bet here real quick? Mm-hmm. How long do you think until Blabber starts to play? What minute do you think he can actually come in and play with the team instead of farming?
I don't want to take that bet. And Licorice gonna be okay there.
Is it a dead Licorice? He's tank. Oh, he's out of tower.
He's ulting.
He's going back in. Okay.
That's
all right. Blabber gets a kill on Solo.
That's a trademark Cloud9 play.
Yeah, and then that's tier 1 top. You know what?
I guess I'm...
Look at that. I was worried about Blabber. Blabber's actually making some moves before 15 minutes.
I think that was a really good judgment call by Licorice. That was very good by him to just be like, yeah, I'm going to go in.
Yeah.
What time are you at on the top?
I'm at 14:27.
Okay. Tell me when you're at 14:35.
Right now.
Okay. Sorry, I had to get us synced up.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Licorice heading back to lane because we got...
Licorice going back to lane. Camera guy's showing us bot lane.
Camera guy's showing us...
Right now, it's really interesting because C9 really is, for one of the... I mean, not the first time. I mean, we saw this a lot back when the regular season. C9's just having to be playing on the back foot here.
Right. Okay. He's trading with Niski. Oh, Blabber's coming in. Solo might be dead here.
Could be.
So
if they commit to this,
stunned.
They commit to this, could be dead. But
okay. Blabber misses. All right. Yeah. Solo gets out. All right.
But it did. Good for them. It did save Niski. That's the important thing there.
Yes, I think.
But that's going to be that for top lane, and top jungle is going to go towards Santorin. Santorin has just been the farming beast this game. Granted, he's like every single lane on C9's losing, so he can just do whatever he wants.
That is almost 40 CS up on Blabber.
But that's
but the thing also going on here is Blabber has gotten a kill. Blabber was able to affect the map at just before 15 minutes. So this game could be interesting. I think there will be a contest for third Drake here.
But it's Cloud Soul.
Cloud Soul? Oh, yeah, it is.
So here's my thing about Cloud Soul. Cloud Soul on C9, it doesn't help Yuumi, it doesn't help Ezreal. It doesn't really help Nocturne. It will help Vladimir and it will help TF, but everybody else it does not matter. Whereas on FlyQuest, you have Shenel, that'll help him. It'll help Azir, it'll help Lilia. It won't really help Ashe. And it won't really help Thresh. Honestly, if I'm C9, I mean, you try and steal them if you can, right? So that way you have... Because every dragon you take is an extra 5 minutes that you have in the game to scale. But if I'm C9 here, I really don't care about the dragons. I do not care. Because these dragons are not going to help me at all. So they're going to give third drag here. They have no vision control. They really don't have like an actual way to contest this drag. So they're just going to give over this one. Second Herald went the way of FlyQuest. So this will be another turret. Probably bot turret going the way of FlyQuest here while they take drag.
So what objectives has C9 taken?
They have taken
one turret?
They've taken one turret.
Yeah, but both Heralds went to FlyQuest, all 3 Drakes, and 2 turrets.
And we are about at the 20-minute mark, and this is a... I feel like it's all right for me to say an unprecedented 4K gold bleed for FlyQuest.
Yes, I think unless... Oh, Solo might be in trouble here. All right. They're fighting over red buff. Okay.
Yeah. This is a...
All right, Licorice takes it.
This is a game that...
I think
the way this match is going to turn out is past lane phase. C9's draft is not great. So what this game is going to turn into for C9 is hoping to God that Vladimir can actually do something.
Right.
Which is a little unfortunate because FlyQuest, like, until you get to like 30 minutes at this point, FlyQuest can just win every single team fight without having to try very hard. Because Twisted Fate doesn't really do well in team fights. Vladimir obviously can't team fight until he gets 2 items.
This game is interesting enough here, but this is just like I want to see them contest objectives. The only one we saw was first Herald. That was actually like a the steal from Santorin. But all these other Drakes, it's just been Cloud9's have been giving up objectives. I mean, I know it doesn't help them that much, but
I mean, they really can't. They really can't fight at any of these objectives because of the early, because of the greed from Blabber early. It really. Yeah. Oh, Blabber might.
Oh, they do not see FlyQuest at all. Oh,
dodge the hook, but that's going to be dead Blabber.
Oh, stopwatch from Blabber.
Licorice could go in here. They're nearsighted. They're going to get power.
Oh, shit. Okay, Santorin's dead. Who do they get here? Oh,
Licorice is able to get out, so that is a 1 for 0.
But Sven might die here. They might get 1.
They don't have any engage. They can't get Sven.
No, it looks like everybody's out. Yep.
So that's a 1 for 0 and a shutdown onto Santorin with that money going to, I guess, Blabber, but that would not have been who I wanted that gold to go to. But is what it is. I would have much rather seen that gold go over to our fun Vladimir.
If Licorice could have gotten that, that would really help them out.
But at this point, with the Haunting guys and the Hextech Proto Belt, Licorice is pretty strong. He should be able to win any 1v1 against Shen. So once he gets the Leandri's Torment, it's going to be something else. Like, Vladimir's really going to come online once he gets that. To be honest, I really don't like Niski's Twisted Fate. I'm not a fan. After seeing Bjergsen, Jensen's, and Damonte's Twisted Fate, I'm not a fan of Niski's.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel the same. His Galio is very good, but his Twisted Fate does not feel on the same level at all. Alright, with Baron up, it is going to be really hard for C9 to actually try and contest here, but with Baron, they probably will be forced to.
Right. That Herald just wide Putin walking down lane. Looks like they take the tier 2 top, possibly.
Something we haven't mentioned is that Sven and Licorice have CS leads, but look at the insane CS leads on Power of Evil and Santorin. Like I said earlier, that Power of Evil and
Santorin still has that 30 CS lead.
This is a 50 CS 50 CS lead on Power of Evil here.
Right.
Very strong. Andy, so not only does he have his 2 items, which is basically, that's like Azir is now online this game, he also has a QSS, which is going to make it incredibly difficult for anybody to lock him down.
Right. And especially that yellow card from Niski.
Yes. Executioner's Calling coming out from Wild Turtle. Very good buy on his part. Because of the Vladimir, this is actually a game where I would say Morello's is not a bad option, but it would be much better for... it's much better to have Wild Turtle get the Executioner's Calling and just have Shen get Thornmail.
Yeah, if we can get... Oh, Sven taking some damage. Yuumi jumps on Sven.
Look at that damage from Leandries, by the way, on the Sven.
TP in from Solo. All right. And now they all...
that's Soul.
Rush down to Drake. That's Soul for Fly.
Oh, but there's
coming down.
Wait, but C9 is going to potentially contest.
Blabber's...
This is a flank from Twisted Fate with the Yuumi. Licorice coming in with a TP.
Oh, okay. Santorin might be dead. Santorin uses stopwatch. Keeping themselves alive. All right, okay. Resurrection from
Licorice is dead.
Blabber. All right. Blabber dead. Uh-oh. Santorin's still alive, so this is looking like it's still FlyQuest Drake. All right, Niski's dead. Sven running for his life. Yumi's able to keep him alive. They are chasing him down. Oh, Yuumi gets back on Sven. And if I were Fly here, I'd back off. They get this Drake. Oh, Sven's down. And there goes Vulcan for the ace for FlyQuest. Holy crap, this game.
And that's Baron.
Is FlyQuest.
Yep.
This is the FlyQuest takes the first game.
That's the FlyQuest show at this point.
Yes.
I don't see anything.
Holy crap.
There's nothing C9 can do here. It is just rough.
I am impressed to just see a game where pre-3-minute Torin is just living inside Blabber's head rent-free.
Oh, 100%. It's not even close. Blabber is just like, I think he's just a solved jungler at this point.
I mean,
nobody knew how to play against him in spring, but now the question is...
Yeah, Blabber, MVP of spring.
The question last year was, can anybody stop C9? And now it's a question of, can C9 stop anyone? Because their ace in the hole, which was Blabber, is just not there anymore. Here in this team fight, you can see it just... There was like 1 second where it looked like things were going the way of C9, but... As soon as Licorice pooled, he had no more defenses, so he couldn't keep going on in the fight.
I think once Santorin got out, their only hope for C9 was if they were to get Santorin.
I mean, even if they got Santorin, the Azir and the Ashe are just doing too much damage. And this is just a desperation play from Sven. Can't really fault them on it when they're this far behind.
Yeah, Sven should have just left.
I mean, they were going to kill him no matter what, so he might as well at least try to get a kill.
Yeah, he did run in the wrong direction. He ran towards red base.
So, as you can see, majority damage coming out. It's from Sven and from Licorice, but insane damage coming out from the Azir. Is just crazy. Give me 1 second. I will leave you to your devices for 1 sec. I'll be right back.
All right. With the Baron buff, FlyQuest is now pushing in mid lane and bot lane. Oh, and Solo's marching down top lane. They're really getting the most out of this Baron buff, trying to force C9 to just stay in base and clear out the waves. I mean, This was starting to be an interesting game, but with that play at Dragon Soul, the game's just over now. Like, this is just first one to FlyQuest. Unless FlyQuest does something, they're just done. This desperation play from Blabber to try and kill PoE. Oh, they're all running in. Solo, PoE rooted. Okay. Taunt. Let's see what we got here. Blabber's down. Licorice. He's in his blood pool. Licorice down. All right. This is tier 3 top for FlyQuest. Will they get the inhib? They're probably just going to stay back and wait for Niski and Sven to try a desperation play. Vulcan's doing his best, sitting on the carry.
Solo pushing mid as well. They could potentially just push
nice
all
dodge
three
from
lanes.
the Ezreal. They're trying to poke down Niski, it looks like. Solo going in for the flank on Niski. Vulcan gets on Niski. Oh, Solo stunned. And that is top inhib for FlyQuest. Man, this game is... I don't know about this game. Holy crap.
Very, 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 very one-sided, to say the least.
Very one-sided.
And I don't really know what you do if you're C9, because this is just a match where it was decided at 3 minutes. You pick an early game jungler.
Well, I guess not 3 minutes, because if you die early, like that you can come back from that.
But he didn't. But it was just your jungler is an early game jungler that needs to hyper farm to get to level 6, and then you just stomp the game, right?
Right.
He lost his whole bot side to Santorin. He didn't just die. He lost his entire bot side jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And that meant that you get what you have now, where Santorin's 2 levels ahead of Blabber. It's insane. I don't know what you do if you're C9 for the rest of the series, because I don't know.
Oh.
Because Santorin's just unironically looking like the better jungler this series so far.
Yeah, best jungler in NA right now.
Oh, for sure. Which is kind of interesting thinking about all of the players on FlyQuest's team, just thinking about their pasts. Remember, this is the team that has had this pseudo rivalry with C9 because they made it to the finals last split, but they haven't been able to win a single game against C9 all year.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the first game FlyQuest has won against C9 all year. And
it is so interesting to see Cloud9 with their biggest strength and yet biggest weakness is Blabber.
For sure. The only thing I could see that is a stun landing on Sven.
Stun on Sven. Oh,
they're going for a desperation play. Blabber's in with the Yuumi.
Right.
They're on Power of Evil, but Power of Evil's just going to live with the shield.
Taking damage. All right. Okay.
Licorice just dies in the 1v4. Yep. Can they potentially even get one here?
Okay. All right.
Can they
might get
a kill? Because Blabber's dead.
Oh, nope. Yeah, Solo doesn't die. Azir might die here. Oh.
Nope.
Gets over the wall. Niski down. Sven is
and that's the game.
Going down. That's the flash. And then Yuumi. We knew it was going to happen.
And that's the Bud Light ace.
Yep. The second Bud Light ace. Now, unfortunately, we don't get to see an Elder Drake. I think FlyQuest just going to end the game here. Unfortunate.
Sure.
Yep.
Wow.
Blabber already the headset off.
That's crazy.
And 18-4 stomp from FlyQuest. Look at how happy those guys are.
Look at that happy team. Look at that nice German. Look at that nice young German man.
Wild Turtle. Can we talk about this Wild Turtle? Storied NA LCS player.
Yeah.
And Wild Turtle had nothing in his room but a bed.
Hey,
that man deserves more.
He meditates. He needs nothing except ash arrows.
He's a Buddhist monk who plays League.
Of course. It's going to be the first game going over to the side of FlyQuest, which I think is a surprise. But after that game, I don't think you can call it a surprise. I think at this point you have to say FlyQuest are probably favored to win the whole series.
I know, yeah. Watching that, I think this second game, if this second game doesn't go to C9, it's just going to be a 3-0 blowout.
For sure. Well, we'll have to see when we come back. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and when we come back, we will start game 2 of Fly versus C9. See you all there.